Pathmark is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in the buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmark qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add Pathmark to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmark.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Igor Karpovich from Aniline, CRO with them. How are you doing today, Igor?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me, Ernesto.
It's great to have you. And well, I'm sure our listeners are tuning in, Igor, wondering what Aniline is all about. So in your own words, tell us a little bit more.
Sure, absolutely. Aniline is a generative AI platform, and we identify, analyze, and categorize employee perception data. I think we'd all agree that employees are the main assets of any company, and we aggregate all their perception data, all the comments we post online, and we deliver that into actionable insights for our clients. Think of Aniline as a large-scale employee focus group at your fingertips in real time.
Interesting. Love it. And so that way our listeners can get a good understanding there of Aniline. Igor, what would you say is that key problem that you guys like to solve for clients?
Absolutely. We focus on one main problem is that employee perception data is extremely valuable, but it's very difficult to access and analyze and link to business results. We all like to say culture drives business results, and we actually help solve that problem. So we help our clients to understand key issues within their companies, make key pain points, and we convert that into actionable insights.
Okay, perfect. Love it. And so is there a certain vertical segment? Is there an ideal ICP for Aniline, Igor?
In general, we are industry vertical agnostic, although we have found that our value proposition resonates with several key verticals that aligned with our use cases. One is B2B sales. We help sales professionals, especially sales people who sell into HR. We really help them understand the pain points and then link their solutions to the key pain points they're trying to address for their clients. Another use case, Ernesto, is risk assessment and risk mitigation. So we have a number of clients who are involved in M&A transactions or in insurance underwriting. We help them better assess those risks, identify them, and develop mitigating plans based on the data that we provide them with. So those are some of the key use cases. We're primarily focused on enterprise clients. That's kind of where we started. And then we started pushing into mid-market, and we just recently launched a PLG motion. So we pretty much covered the entire spectrum in terms of customer size, but the key verticals are the ones that I mentioned alongside B2B sales, HR, and risk mitigation.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. Very great to hear that. So that way our listeners who are tuned in could go ahead and visit you guys. They could check you out at aniline.ai. What role does a website then play for client acquisition, Igor?
It's a very important part of our client acquisition strategy. Obviously, we tend to rely extensively on direct sales, especially because we're selling into enterprise clients. But when visitors come to our website, it's a very important first look at the company. So definitely laying out a very clear value proposition, the messaging, call to action, our pricing plans, obviously the value we create for our clients and the use cases. Those are probably some of the examples of how our clients typically use our website, or we use our website.
Okay. All right. Love it. So then on that note, then, Igor, is there any tools or tips or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
Absolutely. So in terms of designing a website, I would just make sure that your value proposition, your unique value proposition is absolutely and very clear to anybody who comes to the website. As you know, imagine, Ernesto, people have literally a split second to make a decision. And starting with a clear value proposition is, in my experience, is extremely important. Having a call to action and guiding them on that user journey is another very important feature of any website. We in the past, we've experimented with A/B testing, right? Trying different messages, different headlines. So that's I think is very important, and also having a good UX and a very short form to fill out, whether it's a demo or information. Nobody wants to fill out long, lengthy forms, so I would always recommend having a very short, concise form that prospects can fill out, and then that starts the user journey. And lastly, testimonials and logos, obviously. When I shop for something, I always look for who are the clients, what are they saying. So I think those are some of the recommendations I would say to have a very effective website.
Perfect. Awesome. So let's switch gears a little bit then, Igor, and let's talk about you as a leader. You being the CRO there for Aniline, what are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
Yeah, obviously we're all about revenue, right? So I oversee the entire revenue cycle from lead demand generation all the way through pipeline management, closing deals, partnerships, and sales ops. So a lot of my day-to-day tasks are involved with getting leads into the pipeline, identifying the right prospects, screening those prospects, introductory calls, and then once they are in the pipeline, working on converting those leads and managing kind of lead flow through pipeline, focusing on accelerating the revenue cycles and ultimately closing deals. I spend a lot of time talking to clients, and that's very important for any revenue leader, right? Being able to listen to your clients, understand what they're saying, what are the problems you're trying to solve, right? And aligning your value proposition with clients' issues and pain points is extremely important. I learned that over the years, Ernesto.
Definitely some great tips there for our knowledge for our listeners. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Igor. So let's jump into then our next section then here, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them, Igor?
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. Then first off, Igor, then what is the last book that you read?
Interesting. My 10-year-old son is learning to play tennis professionally, and his mental coach recommended a book called The Mindset by Susan Dweck, and I just read it as part of that coaching. But I found that book is very important for any business leader, especially for sales teams, and it has to deal with two types of mindset that the author is talking about: fixed mindset and a growth mindset, right? And what are the parallels or differences among the two, which kind of struck me at the heart, right? Talk about how if you have a growth mindset, how you address challenges, for example, right? Or how you believe that your abilities can be developed, or effort as a pathway to mastery, right? Which is very important for any athlete, but also for any sales leader and salesperson, right? So it's not just talent that matters, but it's the hard work that you put into it. We like to say, hard work beats talent. When talent doesn't work very hard, that's exactly the point of the book. And so, and also how you embrace the challenges, right? Do you look at it as an opportunity to grow? And so those are some of the very important takeaways that I've shared with my sales teams in the past as well.
And super important. I mean, I got to read that book, right? Because that mindset, the growth of the mindset, can either limit you or it can make you grow a lot better. So I'll take a read into that over the weekend. Love that book. All right. Awesome. And next up then is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today, Igor?
Oh, that's a great question, Ernesto. I think the one thing that I would need, if I could push the button and get to the right person at the right time with the right messaging of my value proposition, that's one thing I would like to implement. I was just looking in my spam box yesterday, and it's filled with thousands of cold emails that people are trying to reach out to me with, right? And so, over the last few years, obviously, the marketing has become a lot more sophisticated. So how do you get to the right person at the right time with the right messaging? So if that and technology is evolving in that direction, right? And so, but if I could have one wish, that's the one I would try to implement.
Okay, awesome. Great to hear that then. And so if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say, again, delivering highly customized messages to my prospects, right? Because as I mentioned, the marketing and demand generation has dramatically evolved. And so writing constant emails to my clients and prospects. So if there's a way to automate that, and look, technology is enabling us to do that. Certainly with Gen AI, customization is here. But if I could automate just that aspect of my kind of outreach and writing emails, that's the one I would definitely automate.
Really awesome. Great to hear that then. And well, lastly, I mean, Igor, you have the experience already, no doubting that, but what would be that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer?
Yeah, I would say actually two components. I would say hire and invest in the right people is extremely important. I cannot underestimate, the many mistakes I made just hiring people, and making sure that you invest in hiring and developing those people is one aspect. And another one, I would tell myself, listen to your clients, listen to your peers, right? Talk less, listen more, especially with clients. Have the empathy to understand what their issues are. Younger self, I often ignore that, and I learned, my mistakes the hard way. But those are kind of two pieces of advice I would give myself: hire, invest in the right people, and listen to your clients.
Some great advice there, not just for yourself, but I believe for everyone out there listening to that. And well, I mean, Igor, we are coming to the end of the show here today. But before we do, Ed, I do want to give you the last word. Say someone forgets everything about the interview today. What is that one thing they should remember about Aniline?
Yeah, I would say employee perception data is a treasure trove of information that's extremely difficult to access. And that's what Aniline does. We analyze employee perception data at scale. We identify key risks and pain points, and we help our clients with actionable insights to address those pain points.
Definitely important. All right. Awesome. Great to hear that. And well, Igor, I do want to thank you for being on as well. To our listeners, check them out at aniline.ai. Igor, thank you so much for being on with us today. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Igor.
Thank you, Ernesto. Thank you for having me.